Hello friends and welcome to Bloodlust Shadow Hunter. This is an RPG game that's got vampires in it. It's made by WRF Studios and really has a lot of promise to it, I have to say. The author has stated that this game is still pretty rough around the edges, and for the most part I'm pretty impressed. So first we'll go ahead right to options. As you can see, it has a little menu that's very animated, very bloody to say the least. So let's take a look at options real quick, and as you can see you have a lot of simple settings. Inverted mouse, you can actually use the right mouse button to steer if you wish, and more into that when we get into the game. Tutorial mode, which we will turn on because this game is rather complex. You really have to try it out to see how complex it really gets. Difficulty level I'm not even going to touch. Even on normal mode it can be rather challenging to say the least, and that can only be a good thing. Okay, we have our typical resolution, full screen, which is of course a good thing. Brightness level, maybe I should go ahead and bump that up just a little bit. It's a little bit dark, so we'll pump up to 70. Yep, maybe not so much. Back down to 48. That seemed reasonable. We can rebind the keys if we so feel. As you can see, a quick save is F1. Movement keys are WSAD. You can strafe as well. Spacebar is jump. And to interact, it's actually the right mouse button as well. So once more, we finish up here. We'll go into advanced settings. As you can see, motion blur, depth of field, ambient, bloom, shadows, and whatnot. So it's a very nice and impressive little bunch of options they have going on here. Pretty good. And if you don't like what you've changed, you can always go back to reset default over here on the right hand side. So that's the layout of the options screen. Let's go back and create a new game. This is the character creation screen. As you can see, it gives us all of our vitals, our health, our skill set and traits over here, our stat traits. We have strength, dexterity, charisma, vitality, intelligence, and persuasion. Now, persuasion actually plays a bit of a role where you can actually talk about getting bonuses and such. You can get discounts from shop merchants and everything. That's pretty cool to say the least. Now they have two different sets of classes here. You can be a vampire, or you can be a Damphir, which it's half and half. You're half vampire, half human. But it's always fun to play as the vampires, I would suppose. You can actually go ahead and change up your gender if you so feel, between male and female. The one thing they don't really allow you free to do is to change your actual appearance. That would be cool, but to be honest, I don't really feel it's necessary. That may be for some people, not so much for me. So before we go any further, I'll enter myself in. They have various different classes. Warrior, straightforward, you get the feeling what that's for. A witch is your spellcaster, which will use more of your intelligence, of course. And of course, persuasion would be more helpful with the witch as well. You have criminal, which is kind of like your rogue, your thief class. So you have that pretty much on hand. Of course, your dexterity will be your big stat that you want to go for. Warrior would be strength, and your witch would be intelligence. And of course, we have three classes right there. And the cool part is you get 5 stat points right from the get-go. So if you feel the need to switch things up, you can go ahead and place 5 wherever you wish. You can't take any stats yet that are already placed in, so what you have is pretty much what you have. Let's go with the criminal, as a matter of fact. I've always been partial to rogues and thieves. Don't know why, but let's see. We should probably get a few points in dexterity. And let me go with persuasion, just because you may never know when you need it. Actually, we'll go with vampire, as a matter of fact. Oh, actually, as you can see, going to vampire makes your dexterity a little lower, starting off the base. Okay, so we'll be what? We'll have 27 dexterity and 2 points in persuasion. So we'll go with that. Of course, there is your resistances, which we have none so far. You have a little backstory over here about your race, your breed, your class you're playing, a male criminal, and whatever skills you start off with, like bite, the bow skill, and your vampire gaze. So with that, we've gotten everything else pretty much here. Let's go ahead and create our character. And this will go into our story mode. Now the story mode it's pretty good so far at the beginning, but it starts off in a strange way, so you'll have to really pay attention to keep up. Okay, so we got our character here searching for what appears to be a gold bar. And of course he's about to have a guest come in the room. There we go. He doesn't expect anything, to say the least. He's going for the gold bar. Something's bound to happen. And there's something not right with that bird. I'm just going to say that much. That and that statue. Well, whatever it is, he's about to get what he's got coming to him. And there it goes. So for the most part, with the video card that I'm using, which is about 2-3 years old, the graphics are pretty smooth. I'm pretty impressed. For really new computers that you would probably blow these requirements right out of the water. So, it's impressive to say the least with the graphics. Let's go ahead and get this started. Our main story is going to start up here real soon. We're about to have a visitor. And you're about to get your first look at the actual character as he lays in his tomb, sarcophagus, whatever you wish to call it.
Wake up, fledgling. The early evening's dusk fades from view as a new moon rises. Your memory is probably very weak, since it's been many years of deep slumber from the embrace. But with each new bloodline, you will grow stronger. Meet me at the tattoo shop back in town. I will explain everything there.
Okay, finally waking up out of a slumber.
Through these long years. Seek a map should you need any guidance from the ruins.
Okay, well, now that the story's over, at least the beginning part, we'll go ahead and search out our character. And, of course, we get a little tutorial mode right here. Bloodlust is something you want to keep an eye on. It's your need to quench that bloody need. Bloody need means you're a vampire. You need to drink blood. Of course, you want to have tutorial mode on, especially if you're not familiar with the game. I've played this a little bit before, and I still feel the need to have tutorial mode on. Now, of course, the first thing I want to point out, as I had stated before earlier in the options menu, you can actually have two ways of moving. You can press Z, or you can just hold down the right mouse button to pan around. Like right now, this is panning with the right mouse button. Z, we don't even have to hold down the right mouse button. It just goes with the mouse. So, we can easily just toggle back and forth. By having it off, we can actually click on options and whatnot. So, it's a really interesting choice to actually have this. It's something different. I'm not going to knock it. I've always been personal about having this mode on. I'd rather have that than currently being locked down and having to pan this way. So we'll just go ahead and switch it back up. And of course we have the tutorial hint. Keep an eye out for flashing icons at the top of the screen. F1 will close it and it'll also save your progress. How to move, WASD keys are your option. They have a little cursor for you. You can pull up your map by pressing the M key. And you have a very small map, which you can actually do a little transparent overlay, which is really kind of cool because it gives you an idea of the overlay, plus allows you to go ahead and move around. So we'll go ahead and bring that back. And bringing it back just basically cancels it. Okay, so we have a zombie back over there. Let's go back and see if we can't go after the zombie. Okay, we know how to move. Press shift to close. Gotcha. So of course on the left hand side you have your vitality, you have whatever intelligence you have, and of course that little tiny red bar at the bottom that doesn't have a number is your stamina. So every time you use something or you get hit, you lose stamina. That's something to be very mindful of, especially when you go in for battle. If you run empty on stamina, your enemy is probably going to wail on you and there's not much you can really do.
Welcome, fledgling.
This guy's a little bit creepy here. Okay, this is where you should really have some dialogue put up on the screen. Now you get it. Okay, welcome, fledgling. How was your sleep? How could you... Your lips are sewn shut. How could you say anything? Yes, I had a feeling you were Varrock. How are you talking to me? Your mouth's not opening. Yes, I'm very confused.
Normally these circumstances. Side effects from the bite, perhaps.
Apparently I was bitten. So of course I'm a vampire. I had to be bitten.
the statue of the ancients. The spirit.
Okay, thanks for the help, sir.
You are no longer mortal, I'm afraid.
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
Your blood has been tainted with a bite from a night feeder.
Okay. I'm a fledgling vampire.
Only a fledgling, but on your way. You will need to feed and grow your bloodline if you are to survive here in the ruins.
Okay, well,
Find the statue.
gotcha. So basically, you can go ahead and press him for a little bit more detail into the storyline. He'll explain to you that we're currently in some temple that's not very friendly. I would say it's a training ground, but it's more like a guillotine, where it's a test to see if new vampires will actually make the cut. So let's pull up the map. And the map does update, so that comes in handy really good. Wolves Den, we're going to avoid that because it's not something we need to be in right now. Though having the bow is really nice. Oh, what the heck. Okay, whatever that was just exploded and took away some of my health. That's not cool. Now we actually have his bum that's laying on the ground. This is a prime example of biting people and expanding your bloodline. So of course we have the bite option, which is number 1 on the hotbar. We can go ahead, select him, press 1, and yeah. We have now sired a bloodline. The bum has been added to the Sire Tree. Sire tab is at the bottom of the skills tree, which we can go ahead and pull up by pressing K. And of course, oh, there we go. Okay, there's the Sire Tree. Bum. Sire level 4. So yeah, we got a long way to go on that. Here is your talents, which when the time comes, you can place talent points to get different talents abilities. You have 3 different trees: Arcane, Power, and Senses. So that's really interesting. The last time I dabbled in a little bit of Arcane, as you can see, they both had a very big payoff toward the end. So this time, I don't know what I may go as. Skills, there are a lot of skills for you to learn. And there are different people who along the way will actually help you teach to learn these skills. So we'll close that and we'll press along just a little bit further. There's a breakable wall nearby. Get close to the wall. Okay, so we have a wall right here that's actually breakable. We can go ahead and right-click it and use our weapon to break it. And of course we get these little blood shards right here. There we go. You right-click to actually interact and pick up items. Okay, bird, what do you want?
Can you hear me? Don't be alarmed.
You sound freaky.
Telepathy is another of the fledgling skills.
Okay.
The blood fragments are from the hardened hearts of fallen vampires.
Whatever you say. What's the point, though? What do you want me to do? And the bird flies off. Of course, it just tells me it's the hardened heart of vampires, and it books the living heck out of there. Okay, so we know about F1 saving the game. Let's press on, shall we? Now we'll be entering the ruins and seeing more further in depth. Oh, then we got this guy over here, Jester.
I wouldn't go through that door up ahead.
Okay.
Some real nasty creatures through there. Don't let that old man Vanek scare you. He's crazier than a swamp ghoul.
A swamp ghoul, you say?
It's dangerous around here, especially since the monsters here keep coming back. We won't ever kill them completely, not here in the ruins.
And if you go deeper into the storyline, what the previous man had said before, that's basically what he says. You're in the ruins, all the monsters that spawn here will continually respawn, and there's not much you can really do about it. So yeah, it's pretty much a guillotine that you have to keep up with. It's easy to be overwhelmed. Well, at least not on normal. It's not really that bad. Why are you wearing that bloody jacket?
The spirits don't like it. It prevents them from seeing me.
Okay.
They can't see me, then I cannot see them.
Yeah, you are crazy.
Crazy is the fool who thinks they can kill what will only come back again and again. Perhaps you should talk with the statue of the ancients. They can guide your path back to the city. I'm guessing that is where you want to go.
Now here's the first chance you have persuade ability. You can actually go ahead and try to talk to this guy to give you some coins. So can I actually get some coins? He gave me 10 coins. So, thank you for the coins. For that, there's actually a hidden wall over here. Here we go, and here's a merchant. And we can actually go in here and actually buy stuff from her. This is Sarah.
You must be the new fledgling, huh? Brock mentioned you, but don't get any ideas about trading here. This is not some local grocery store, you know. This trade shop is set up strictly for excavators of the ruins through an agreement with my group's leader. However,
Okay.
I am in need of some wolf fur. I probably shouldn't, but if you can find some fur, I might make an exception for you.
And of course we get to use the persuade option again. Give me a few lockpicks. That would come in a little bit of a hand to give me some fur.
Thank you. You can find a few blood wolves in the courtyard area. Come back when you have found some wolf fur, huh?
Okay. Sure. So of course we'll have to go back where we came from, pick up some wolf fur for her, in order to make some trades. So once we go back, there's actually more storyline this way to go. Oh! Okay, here's our first experience with battling monsters. So we got this guy locked up over here. He is clearly not friendly, and he's level 1, making his way. We'll right-click to attack, or left-click rather. As you can see, we can fire our crossbow to go ahead and take him out. The crossbow has some interesting accuracy, but there we go. There's times where you will actually hit it and you do fine with it. Others, not so much. Alright, so he dropped what? He dropped something. Press E to take all nearby loot. We are going to take that thing. Let me check my inventory by pressing I. And of course, there's our lockpicks, a wooden stake for our crossbow, and a knife. I want to go ahead and use that knife. The knife will come in handy. It's not the most strongest weapon, but let's face it. You have to conserve your stakes, because if not, you will get rocked in this game. So we've gotten a few objectives around here. There is the wolf fur right around here. Okay, where is the pond? I believe it's over here. Yes. This is where the wolves are. Oh yeah, there's the wolves. Come here, puppy. Oh, come here. Okay, now he got his attention. He's what? Level 1. Not too bad. So, get on you. Left click. As you can see, my stamina on the other side took a pretty hefty hit. He is not pleasant. But at least we're dealing with him pretty good for the most part. Ow. And of course, they're on all stamina, but hey, he's gone now. Give me that loot. And we gained a level. So now we can go ahead back and take a look at the talents. And plop a talent somewhere. Oh, we got 2 skill points. We can go ahead and level up the bite, right? Bite will actually heal some stuff. And let me see talent. Can I get talent? Apparently, okay, there we go. So this time, I think I will go with senses. Creates a barrier with your breath that can dispel light. Okay, maybe not. Power. Increased run speed. Provides extra speed while running or evading enemies. The boost to endurance. Okay, we will definitely take that then. You will be faced with some interesting situations, to say the least. So, of course, here's another quest giver we have over here. And this guy, he's not so friendly, to say the least.
Coyote showing your face around here. I'd kill you right now. Where's the bag? You know the bag you stole from me? The bag with the jewel fragments in it?
So once again, we get a peep of our character's past, where he didn't exactly have the most straight-edge life. He had some shady goings-ons, and apparently this guy is one of his partners. We're going to go ahead and act like we don't know what's going on. What are you talking about? Because our character don't.
Crap. Just woke up, huh? I want the bag right now, or you're going back to sleep permanently.
Yeah, really. So apparently this guy knows about vampires and such, and he's probably one as well. Okay, I don't want to mess with him just yet.
What are you doing standing around? Go get it. Bring it back to me quickly, and I might not bust you up too much.
And of course, we can always get the option to persuade. I couldn't help but smell wine on your breath. A boost might get me motivated.
Alright, here you go. Anything to get the bag back. Now hurry up.
Okay, so now we got blood wine, which of course you probably can guess what it is. It's blood wine. I mean, really. So the blood wine, now actually his bag's over here. So we'll go around our little lake area and we'll check out what's going on this other side. It's not too difficult over here. To examine some stuff, you just simply go up to it, right click, open it up, and of course we got some armor in here. It may be old and it may be worn, but hey, it's better than what we currently have, which is nothing. So, can't look a gift hat in the mouth, right? And of course we run into a zombie, which is level 1. Not too difficult, but if I can get a better camera angle with this guy. Here, let me go ahead and bust him up just a little bit. And of course, he takes a little bit more better damage than the wolf did. 9 hit points out of 20. We will go ahead and kill you like that. Alright, give me my glove tokens or whatever you dropped. And I think that may be it for him. Oh, hello, there's another one. So you gotta be really careful because sometimes these monsters will hide in the shadows. And of course, you always want to have your enemy targeted or else you'll wind up missing ridiculously. He didn't drop anything. How are we doing? We are going in the right place. There are so many different areas around here when you start off. You have to keep an eye on things. Of course, well, I'll take the loots. Faces can be opened by moving the mouse over the face and right click. Of course, it's simple enough. And then he will actually show me a trick. Speaking of tricks, you know what? Let's break this wall. What's in here? Apparently another secret wall. That's something I can't get to just yet. But first, oh, we got another enemy. Hey, you. Stupid leech. Get out of here. These things are ridiculous, and if you think hitting them hard with the knife's hard, try hitting them with the actual crossbow. It's unreal. Die, you stupid thing. And of course, my stamina is taking a really, really freaking ridiculous hit. Alright, come on. You want to tango? Let's tango. I will mess you up, worm boy. 6. Nice. Alright, so we got Vampire Gaze. And this is basically used to open up doors, tricks, and whatnot by going long distance. And there's another... Alright, we're not worried about him. So I'm going to activate my ability by pressing the 3 button. And I can control it with the mouse. And it did nothing but attack the worm. Stay away from it. And we gotta hit the actual head over here. Let's hit it. And that's gonna activate another secret door. Okay, there we go. And there's our chest, which contains a large sword of great strength, gold, and an old ring. I'll take those. And there's a ledge up here we have to go to as well. So, E, and of course we use our lockpicks to go ahead and get the bag of jewels to make our fellow character happy. Now, of course, let me lock the screen real quick. I'm currently poisoned. Poison prevents stamina from regenerating, and it prevents pretty much anything from regenerating. It also slows down your attacks. So there are actual medicines that actually cures poison. If you can get one, great. If not, then you may be hurting for about a minute, or depending upon how long it takes for the poison to wear off. Tiny icons located under your life force bar show what currently affecting you. Okay, that's the poison currently right now. Let's go back, turn our gems in, and our buddy is going to show us a new trick apparently. Oh, get out of the water. It's no playtime in the water. Jeez. Okay, here he is. Alright, look. Here's your gems.
My bag yet.
Don't bust me up. Here's your bag. I could lie, but...
Yeah, this is the bag.
There we go.
Right thing, bringing this back to me.
Did you know me? Who are you? And why is all this going on?
You don't remember me, do you? We were partners. We did a few crimes together, remember? I even taught you Secret Sight. You know, the skill that helped us get those jewels in the first place. Before you went off and stole them again for yourself.
So, of course, he's going to go ahead and show us the Secret Sight ability, which will show us how to get into some doors you may not exactly notice the first time around. Yeah, actually, here's a good question. How could I be a vampire skill, or no one, before I was turned into one?
You're really messed up. What happened to you? Listen, since you brought back my bag, I guess I can help you out. You want me to teach you secret sight skill again?
Sure, why not?
There you go, give that a try. In fact, I think there's a secret wall over there behind those 2 columns.
Which 2 columns? Just to be a smart guy. We know it's right there. Thank you. Press 4 to activate our ability, and of course, there you go, straight as day. Right click, and we see... Actually, let me turn off the ability by pressing 4 again, and we can actually go back and see more. So, of course, nothing else is in here, but we did happen to open the door, so good stuff indeed. Pull you, and there's another door opening up. And, of course, you got to be very careful because some pressure plates will actually activate traps. Some can be good, others not so good. This one we can just, like, leap right over, like that. You activate it, and it closed the door once again. So, nope. Oh, don't get stuck on that. I don't want to activate this thing. There we go. So much for all that. Actually, what we can do right here is vampire gaze, and do that wrong. Let's try that one more time, shall we? So for the most part, the game is pretty enjoyable. It just takes some getting used to figure out where stuff is and where it's going on. And we get another door over here, and look, there's a blood shard. And look, there's a trap that shows you exactly why you be very careful of those levers. So, of course, we load from a previously saved game. Let's do this one more time. And we get it this time without being one-shotted. Okay, turn you off. And we're going to leap over this thing this time to prevent any instant deaths from taking place. And I will open up this box for some goodies. So for the game, the graphics look really great. Once you start getting into playing with the resolutions and all, you have to be very careful because the base resolution is pretty simple and it's nothing to really worry about. Once you start changing sizes and how much VSync and all, then all of a sudden things can get kind of glitchy. I went ahead and changed mine to make it a little bit more appeasing, to get rid of the black bars, as you've probably seen earlier. It puts a little bit more strain on the system, but for the most part, still runs pretty smooth unless I start pushing it, and is really still visually appealing. So for the most part, the game still has its glitches, it still has some rough edges around it, but it's still very enjoyable, and is pretty well done for the most part. You will need a tutorial because the game is pretty well, it's pretty well sophisticated to say the least. So be sure to go ahead and give it a try. I'll have a link down below for the download demo of it if you wish to go ahead and give it a try. Just one thing to give you a notice of. If you go against some enemies like these, you may want to get some distance and try to use the actual crossbow. Just don't use up all your ammo. And to get to your inventory, press I. Don't press ESC, because if you press escape, you're going to go back to the menu. And that's pretty much that. So for the most part, I'm looking forward to seeing more from the game, to see what else they develop. I will be playing around with it to see how far it goes and what else it entails in the level. If I can get out of this temple eventually. If this bloody energy demon, whatever thing is, don't kill me first. Okay, very nice indeed. So you may have to actually play with the actual brightness settings. It does get pretty dark. Oh, by the way, that's a flashlight I'm using too. You can activate it and turn it off by pressing F. So, that's been pretty much it. This has been a look at Bloodlust. I hope you found it informative. If so, please give it a thumbs up. Leave any questions, comments, or suggestions down below in the comment area. I'd love to hear from you. Have yourselves a wonderful day. If not, then just simply fake it. And I'll see you guys again next time with more in-depth reviews.